DJ, cause that's my DJ. I say go DJ, cause that's my DJ.
What's good, YouTube? Your boy DJ here, back again with a new video. And today we are here with 8 rappers who switched their persona. I'm gonna leave a link in the description if you want to go check it out for yourself, man. I seen this on my recommended tab list on the corner of YouTube. You know what the recommended section look like, or whatever the case may be. I seen it. I'm like, you know what? This may be a good video, so why not react to it, see what's going on, man. 8 rappers who switched their whole personas, man. Let's see who they got up here, man. I know they're gonna have J. Cole up here, Jay-Z for sure. The thumbnail I seen 21 Savage, so 21 gonna be up here, but I know Cole and Jay-Z gotta be up here for sure, right? Let's dive into it though. Let's get it.
8 rappers who switched up their persona. There's no denying that though hip-hop portrays itself as a genre where authenticity is paramount, it's also an array of larger-than-life personalities where image is everything. This occasionally means massive pressure to later their persona to be more attractive to the general public. As a result, we sometimes see rappers switch up their entire personalities. Sometimes it's to sell more records, to adapt to the ever-changing landscape of social.
But that's also like the industry too. Like if you sign to a label, bro, you gotta, you know, like the way 6ix9ine did everything, you know, he switched up his whole persona. But I feel like that was never, yeah, he definitely switched up his whole persona, because that was never 6ix9ine. I feel like 6ix9ine was never about that. You know, sometimes a label make you do stupid stuff to, you know, have more clicks on, you know, Instagram, you feel me, having your name out there. Selling more records, you know, because you about to drop an album or something like that. So, you feel me? They make you do stupid stuff like that, you know. Like, they want you to be talked about. They want you to have that publicity, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I see where this video is going now.
Politics, or even due to a sudden change of heart. And now, with the rise of social media and public's constantly decreasing attention span, in some cases, it's even the reason a relatively unknown rapper is thrust into stardom. Before we start, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 8, 21 Savage. 21 Savage's transformation is more subtle than most rappers on this list, because it focuses more on his personality than his music. When Savage first came onto the scene in 2014, he was fresh off the streets. Associated with a subset of the Bloods in Atlanta, Georgia, Savage had recently been shot 6 times and lost his best friend during the same incident. Savage was notorious for being cocky, ignorant, and arrogant. He publicly courted Kylie Jenner with no regards for her relationship with rapper Tyga. He unapologetically endorsed gang activity and intense acts of cruel violence. However, as he began to rise in fame with his album Savage Mode, and then shot into superstardom in 2017 with Is the Album, Savage's tone changed. Though his music continues to focus on the experiences he had as a gang member, growing up impoverished in Atlanta, 21 now focuses on trying to help his community escape this fate. Through his series of philanthropic events,
that's actually dope.
21 has tried to lift.
That's actually dope, you feel me? You coming from the hood, you feel me? Like, you know, being in the gang, you go, that's who you are. So then you become rich, you feel me, have that stardom status and stuff like that. Of course you have to change. You feel me? I don't think somebody goes, you know, still be in the hood or still be a part of that gang member activities and stuff like that. So I applaud, you know, 21 Savage for switching that up, you know, helping his community out and etc. You know, helping the young kids out, helping the youth. So I applaud 21 Savage for that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. You feel me? Definitely nothing wrong with that.
Shot into superstardom in 2017 with Is the Album, Savage's tone changed. Though his music continues to focus on the experiences he had as a gang member, growing up impoverished in Atlanta, 21 now focuses on trying to help his community escape this fate. Through his series of philanthropic events, 21 has tried to lift up his community, such as with his It's a Back to School drive and free courses aimed at improving financial literacy. As 21 continues to roll out more ways to aid his community, it's safe to say that this is one change that I'm pretty sure everyone can get on board with. Number 7, Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly's name stems from the type of rap he was originally known as, a rapid-fire, staccato flow with high emphasis on lyrics and complex rhyme schemes. Initially, he endured some criticism for being a lyrical miracle rapper, an artist who uses unneeded and corny rhymes to create the illusion of being technically skilled. His music is regularly associated with being pump-up music, often being used by backtracking for high-intensity events such as WrestleMania. However, Kelly quickly left this style behind, switching his music to become increasingly melodic. One could argue that he has entirely abandoned his initial persona in an attempt to become more accepted by the mainstream, as he also has fostered an acting career starting with his 2014 role in the film Beyond the Lights. And most famously, in Netflix's 2018 hit.
Cap, that was one of my favorite movies on Netflix, bro. Why did they take it down, bro? Like to this day, I be trying to watch Beyond the Lights, Brotherly Love. Those my favorite Netflix movies, bro. Beyond the Lights was really, really, really good, man. I don't know how y'all young kids go watch it now. Guess you got to buy it, but Beyond the Lights was good, man.
Entirely abandoned his initial persona in an attempt to become more accepted by the mainstream, as he also has fostered an acting career starting with his 2014 role in the film Beyond the Lights. And most famously,
so he switched up his whole persona just to get more hits or get more plays on the radio and stuff like that, trying to go mainstream.
Netflix's 2018 hit Bird Box. MGK has also made an attempt to enter the mainstream consciousness in the now notorious feud with Eminem that resulted in several disses being exchanged by the two rappers. Do you think that Kelly's efforts to become more widespread are working? Can MGK build an empire like his rival Eminem? Let us know in the comments below.
I don't think so.
Number 6, Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg started his career as one of the driving forces behind West Coast rap. His success on Death Row Records with his debut album Doggy Style was one of the leading factors of the label's rise in power and eventual signing of Tupac Shakur. Though his debut album was a refinement of his calm, cool G-Funk sound, his public...
Snoop been around for a long time. This nigga witnessed a lot. Damn. I didn't even think about it like that. Snoop witnessed a lot. Especially in the music industry. He's seen, the changes. He's seen the ups and downs. He's seen what works, what didn't, bro. Damn, Snoop?
Perception was anything but calm. Besides having a long history of arrests and run-ins with California police starting in 1990, Snoop became notorious for beating a murder charge in 1993 after his bodyguard allegedly shot a rival gang member to death at Snoop's request. Snoop Dogg was a respected and feared figure in hip-hop, and his close association with Suge Knight through Death Row did not lessen this. However, as Snoop began to rise to superstardom, his involvement in serious gang activity greatly diminished, and he developed a reputation as a marijuana advocate. Though Snoop Dogg continued to face legal trouble for...
Bro, Snoop just be chilling and smoking his weed and watching NBA now. Like, Snoop made so much money in his early years, bro. He's still making money now, but now he's just chilling, you feel me? He's still, repping his sack. But at the same time, he just smoking and stuff like that. And just watching basketball, bro. He big chilling.
Firearm and drug possession throughout the 2000s, Snoop was able to successfully reform his public persona as a harmless stoner who enjoyed smoking and chilling. This is best exemplified by his well-known friendship with designer Martha Stewart and their lighthearted VH1 show Martha and Snoop's Potluck Dinner Party, and his role as host on the game show Joker's Wild. Nowadays, Snoop is more well-known as rap's fun uncle rather than a cold-hearted gangster. Number 5, Joe Budden. To the old heads of hip-hop, Joe Budden is best known for his hit single, Pump It Up, from his debut album, Joe Budden. However,
I never heard not one song from Joe Budden. I'm not even gonna cap to y'all, bro. Seriously, it was never in my interest to listen to Joe Budden, bro. I didn't even know he had a hit single. So that's why he hate Logic so much. It makes sense.
Heads of hip hop. Joe Budden is best known for his hit single
16 million
from his debut album Joe Budden. However, chances are very few people will know him for any other track. After the success of this debut album, Budden struggled to gain mainstream traction, failing to release a follow-up album until 5 years later in 2008. Unfortunately for him, the album sold a mere 1,100 albums its first week. No album of Budden's ever replicated the success of Pump It Up. Budden quickly developed a reputation as a bitter one-hit wonder, taking to social media to become increasingly critical of his peers, and notoriously unreceptive to the new wave of hip-hop pioneered by the SoundCloud era. In 2015, Budden channeled his frustrations into an unnamed podcast, which later became known as the Joe Budden Podcast. A blend of hip-hop news, reviews, and commentary, the podcast filled a relatively unclaimed niche for the genre, and quickly grew in popularity. Today, the podcast podcast is the #1 hip-hop podcast and is partially developed by Spotify Studios. Since his newfound success, Budden has become known as a relatively jovial, lighthearted host.
Shake my
Number
head.
4, Chance the Rapper. When Chance the Rapper originally entered the music scene in 2012, he brought along a fully developed brand. Chance was the industry's crazy little brother, independent, DIY, and strung out on drugs with a strong affinity for hallucinogenics in particular. His first 2 mixtapes, 10 Day and Acid Rap, Chance portrayed himself as a depressed, drug-addled poet who cared deeply about the plight of the black community and the influence of American government on the youth. Then, in 2015, the conception of Chance's daughter caused him to have an epiphany. Chance publicly began to distance himself from his previous drug use, found God, and dedicated himself to philanthropy and religion, revealing his newfound faith.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Literally nothing wrong with that.
On Kanye West's 2016 song Ultra Light Beam, Chance fully unveiled his new persona the same year on...
No cap, A Life of Pablo may be... A lot of people say it's College Dropout, but for me, A Life of Pablo may be Kanye West's best album, bro. That album is amazing, bro. No cap. You feel me? I love College Dropout. You dig what I'm saying? But A Life of Pablo, bro...
On his third project, Coloring Book, Chance's cosign from West launched him into the public eye and superstardom. Amongst corporate sponsorships from companies like Kit Kat and an increasing involvement in Chicago politics, Chance received backlash from many of his day one fans, who felt his sudden shift felt disingenuous and betrayed the morals of old Chance. This was only intensified by the release of his 2019 album, The Big Day. Receiving mixed reviews from critics, but almost universally negative public reception. The album was poorly received due to fans feeling that the record was a diluted version of Chance, focused on shallow subject matter and featured simplistic and lazy rhymes. In December of 2019, Chance canceled the Big Day tour, amidst speculation of poor ticket sales. Number 3, Young Thug. Thug started his career at the center of immense controversy. Known for his musical and real-life antics, Thug was well known for being purposely subversive. He frequently insisted he was an actual extraterrestrial, refused to comply with the demands of publicists or managers, and even famously
A lot of people saying Young Thug is like, a lot of these young artists look up to Young Thug because, like, you know, growing up, that's the person I used to listen to, you feel me? When it was going through something, like Young Thug was always, you know, put out good music. On me, I don't listen to Young Thug, so I don't know why people were saying that. I really don't know. Like, a lot of people saying, you know, like this past decade that just passed, you know, Young Thug was a big influence on that decade. I don't know, but I guess, you know what I mean? I don't really know. I don't listen to Young Thug to even be saying this, but, you know, I don't know. I just wanted to point that out, you feel me? Because I heard Roddy Ricch say something about that. Like, yo, a lot of people saying, you know, Tupac and Biggie, you know, was this in the third. But for me, growing up, it was Young Thug, and I forgot who else he named. It was somebody else. He said, those are the people that used to get me through my day, and et cetera, and et cetera. Those are the people I look up to. Those are the reason. This is the reason why I do music today. So I guess shout out to Young Thug, man, because he's a big influencer for a lot of young artists. You know what I mean? He changed the game, I guess. I don't know. Y'all let me know.
Completely ghosted a production crew on the set of his own music video. From his penchant for women's clothes and ambiguous statements about gender to his My fault. But I was not, man, like, you know what I mean? From his penchant for women's clothes and ambiguous statements about gender to his well-documented feud with Lil Wayne, many in the industry thought Thug was a little more than a glorified troll. However, with the release of several solid albums, starting with 2013's Jeffrey and an array of features, something incredible happened. Young Thug became extremely experimental with his sound and became one of the driving influences.
Now I see why people saying, you know, Young Thug, you know, is the generation, you know, influencer, because of the way he switched the sound of music, you know what I mean? A lot of people are doing the same thing Young Thug is doing, adding that, you know, different sound to their music. So now I get what they're saying now. I still don't listen to Young Thug as much, but I see what they're saying.
On the entire subgenre of hip-hop, integrating melodic falsettos, oscillating vocal riffs, and a willingness to try strange concepts like 2019's Sup Mate Thug influenced a wide array of artists from Gunna
and Future too. Yeah, he like Gunna. Yeah. I see. Okay. I'm dumb. Yeah, I ever seen that GIF? I don't know.
Uzi Vert, and even Travis Scott. Now well established, Thug has reformed his reputation to be much more professional, and is now considered by many as one of the most influential rappers from the 2010s. Not bad for someone who was originally hip-hop's most famous troll, right?
Facts.
Number 2, Gucci Mane. One of the pioneers of the trap.
Gucci Mane changed his whole life, bro. For real, man. He changed his whole life around.
Music subgenre. Gucci Mane used to be known for his volatile nature, his love for lean, and his seeming inability to stay out of prison. From his rise in 2005 all the way until 2014, Gucci found himself in court over 7 times, with charges ranging from aggravated assault to murder. This culminated in 2014 when Gucci was sentenced to 2 years in prison after being charged with a variety of crimes, including possession of a firearm and disorderly conduct. During his 2 years in prison, Gucci was forced to become sober and was able to finally reflect on his life. As he explains in his self-titled memoir, distancing himself from his heavy lean use cleared a veil of mental fog and also caused him to rapidly lose an immense amount.
I feel like out of everybody he named, Gucci Mane was like, you feel me? He had, I don't know who was number 1. It's crazy. He's number 2, but like Gucci Mane really changed his whole life around. Like seriously, man. He looks so different from going in and out of jail, being overweight. You know what I mean? You know, popping pills, lean and stuff like that. And I look at him now, working out, eating healthy, feeling married, guys, bro. Shout out to Gucci Mane.
He realized that if he continued on his current path, he would likely wind up permanently incarcerated and lose the empire that he had built. Upon his release, Gucci looked and acted so different, fans accused him of being a clone. He was in shape, coherent, and well-spoken. Since his release 3 years ago, Gucci has not encountered any more legal trouble and has released an impressive 4 full-length projects. Despite a small decrease in sales and charting singles, Gucci is even more well-respected in the industry by his fans and peers alike. Number one, J. Cole. Cole began his career as a rapper.
Wow, bro. If you ain't know, man, J. Cole is one of my favorite artists of all time, man. J. Cole is definitely my favorite artist. That's crazy.
Therapist, but later changed his name to J. Cole, a shortened version of his birth name, Jermaine Lamar Cole. His name change could be used as an excellent analogy for Cole's change in style as well. Cole's early work.
I ain't gonna hold you. I never knew that. I'm not even gonna cap to you. I never knew that. And I listen to J. Cole a lot. You feel me? I never knew his name was Therapy. Or what he say? Therapy? That's wild crazy to me.
Some attention from the industry, he felt that his persona was not true to the person that he truly was.
Facts.
As a result, by the time he had released his second full-length LP, Born Sinner, Cole had developed a new persona that was closer to who he wanted to be, a conscious, down-to-earth rapper who preached love, self-acceptance, and the pursuit of inner happiness over material gain. As his career progressed, Cole continued this, and in 2019 is firmly settled into the role as rap's big brother. Between his choice to build a modest house in Raleigh, North Carolina, and his rejection of flashy outfits, Cole is sometimes playfully mocked. On Jid's track, Workin' Out, on DiCaprio 2, a skit accuses Cole of looking like the kind of guy to borrow your charger at a party. Despite Cole's estimated net worth.
Bro, J. Cole changed so much, bro. He don't even care, son. Like, he the type of dude that, like, he look like it, you feel me? Like, the way he dressed now, the way he got his hair, bro. He just living life, man. Like, none of those stuff matters. All that materialistic things don't matter to him, bro. That's why I love Cole, man. He, for me, he's staying true to himself. You know, he started off on a wrong. No, I mean, everybody gonna start off wrong, you feel me? But then you start to, you know, progress and stuff like that. You gonna start leveling up. You gonna start understanding who you are. You go do it the right way, man. So big shout out to Cole, seriously. The one that really surprised me a lot was probably. Like, the Gucci Mane one got me shook, bro. Cause like he changed a lot. Chance the Rapper, Joe Budden, Snoop, none of them really just. Yeah, Gucci Mane, that one got me like, damn, bro. Bro really changed a lot, man. To see where he first started off, early, in his career and stuff like that. To see him now, same for 21 as well. You know, being in the streets and stuff like that. Thugger. Chance, but the rest of the list, I feel like he should have acted like somebody like a Jay-Z, a 50 Cent, I feel like he missed a lot of people, you know what I mean? But if y'all enjoyed that nonetheless, man, make sure y'all leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'm out of here. Peace.